I know, I promised this a really long time ago, just getting around to doing it now, so please forgive me. Supernatural Season 4. So Season 4 still has two regular cast members, which is Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles as Sam and Dean Winchester. And for the first time in the show, Season 4 introduces angels. It's their first encounter as hunters with angels, and they meet the angel Castiel. So Dean went to hell at the end of Season 3, and as it turns out, the angels have intervened to bring Dean back from hell and bring him back to life. We then find out that the angels have arrived on Earth for the first time in thousands of years to prevent demons from unleashing Lucifer from his cage in hell, because if Lucifer is unleashed from hell and the 66 seals are broken, yeah, Lucifer starts the apocalypse. It's clear that the demons are led by Sam and Dean's arch enemy Lilith, but the truth is these angels are douchebags. It becomes clear that there's problems in heaven and they're dealing with their own shit up there. And even though our two brother heroes have a happy reunion, Sam succumbs to an evil that really should come back on the show. And it makes for a kick-ass Season 4, one of the best seasons of the show. I've heard that this is the best season. For me, it's not the best season. For me, Season 5 is the best season, but hey, this is right next to Season 5. These two seasons kick ass. The huge thing that I really like about this season is that it's the build-up to the whole supernatural conclusion. The show is supposed to last 5 seasons. Obviously, it hasn't. If you've seen my reviews for Season 10, it's lasted 10 seasons. It's supposed to last 5, so this was supposed to be the build-up to the final countdown, I guess you could say. And it felt like it too. It was shit was going down in this season, preparing for more shit to go down next season. Because at the time, Season 5 was the last season. Not anymore. So I like that. It had great build-up to everything that's going to happen in Season 5. Which brings me to my next point. Angels are introduced in the season. You couldn't have a Supernatural Season 5 without angels in it. You had to bring angels in at one point. This was the chance to do it. Angels, they kick ass. They're also douchebags. By that, I mean they're douchebags, but in the coolest, badass way ever. And to elaborate on that even more, you get the sense of fear that the brothers have when the angels show up. You're just, scared. The angels actually, kind of scare you in this. But they do badass shit, which is awesome. Seriously, you can't tell me that when Castiel shows up, you thought that he was, a dick angel. I mean, I thought when that scene first aired and we saw the shadows with his wings, I was like, it's an angel, but he's going to be an evil angel, I bet. Turns out that's not the case, but that's the feel that these angels had back in the heyday of the show. When Castiel showed up for the first scene, I was just like, holy shit, it's an angel. Yeah, that guy's creepy. They're not smooth-talking angels either. They don't have pop culture references. The way they talk is very biblical. It's awesome. They use Bible terms. The way they talk sometimes, it's hard to understand them, what their overall goal is, but you get the gist of it. They just don't talk in terms that we kind of talk with. And I thought that was interesting. It was interesting to see how angels interacted with other angels, how the angels interacted with humans, how they could comprehend what the humans were saying. Made for a kick-ass time. Oh, and Misha Collins is Cass. Yeah, that dude kills it. And another thing about the angels, they can send people back in time. How much more badass can you be? That is just pure badassery. Alternate realities too. There's this one angel later in the season named Zachariah that he's a total douchebag, first of all. And he creates an alternate reality where Sam and Dean don't know each other and they're working for this big software company. That was interesting. It was kind of an episode, but it was interesting to see. So yeah, the angels can do shit like that. I'm glad they weren't angels dressed in all white, wearing halos above their head, being oh hello, I'm your guardian angel, I'm so nicey nice. Nope, I'm glad they're dicks. They deserve to be douchebags. Everybody who played an angel in this season and Season 5, they kick ass playing these angels. And another thing I want to touch upon is that Sam is the ultimate Jedi master. He can use the Force, bitch. He can use the Force better than George Lucas ever could. Spoiler alert for those of you that haven't watched the show and are at this season and haven't watched the season yet. Sam has demon powers, which means he can just put out his hand, exorcise a demon, black smoke comes out of the demon, and he drinks the demon blood to get powers like that. Every time he exercises a demon, he drinks demon blood, but not only when he exercises the demon, he drinks demon blood from an old accomplice named Ruby. Yes, it's a new actress that plays Ruby. I'm not just putting a hot chick on the screen just for the sake of putting a hot chick on the screen. She is hot, and yeah, she probably deserves to be on the screen, but I'm not doing it because she's hot. I'm putting a hot chick on the screen to show you that it's not Katie Cassidy who's playing Ruby. It's a hot chick named Genevieve Cortese who's playing Ruby this season, and the fact is that even though I do prefer Katie Cassidy as Ruby, I really feel like that Katie Cassidy's Ruby couldn't do what Ruby did in this season. That the Genevieve Cortese Ruby totally took over the role as Ruby. She totally kicked Katie Cassidy out of the water. The more I see this on rewatch, the more I watch this season on rewatch, the more I'm like, Genevieve Cortese is Ruby. And like I said, she's a total bitch. She's obviously a demon. She's playing the Winchesters. The Winchesters are too stupid enough not to know it. I mean, Dean's not stupid enough. He's like, yeah, I don't trust her. It's like, seriously, come on. But it's like tying into the whole Sam thing. Ruby is the reason why Sam is using his demon powers. And I like how she's totally playing the Winchester. She's like, it's like, yeah, we're going to take down the devil together while the seals are being slowly broken. And then, yeah, I'm going to trick you at the end. I'm going to make you do this, which ends up doing this, which means, oh, I'm really a villain, so yeah, I was playing you the whole time. That was a nice twist. I kind of saw that coming when the season first aired, but it was like, but towards the middle of the season, I was just like, maybe she's actually good. Maybe she is on the side of the Winchesters. Nope, not a chance. So yeah, Genevieve Cortese, she's functional as Ruby. She's the perfect Ruby for this season, which also ties in, going back to the whole Sam, this demon powers thing, 'cause this all ties into it. These brothers deal with that conflict. Dean finds out he doesn't want Sam to use his powers, but Sam continues to use his powers. And I'll tell you what the writing used to be like on this show, because the writing on this show was absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the best scenes of the show. When Dean finds out, he's just like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Dean's like so worried. He just tells Sam, he's just like, if I didn't know you, I would want to hunt you. You dick! You just said that to your brother? Well, I mean, yeah, he kind of deserves it. He's being a dick for using his demon power, so be a dick to him. Be a dick to each other. It's another great aspect of the season, the conflict between Sam and Dean. The fact that Dean doesn't want Sam to use his demon powers and go off with Ruby, and the fact that Sam wants to continue doing that shit and causes tension, causes arguments between the two, and it gets to the point where it's like to the breaking point. It's like later on, I think it's like the penultimate episode of the season. It's like Dean tells Sam to leave and never come back. I'm just like, ouch. Yeah, that hurt. And I mean that figuratively and literally, because they just fought each other and threw each other through doors and walls and broken tables and shit, and now he's telling him to leave. I'd tell him too. You get great supporting cast members in this season. You know, Jim Beaver comes back as Bobby. You know, he's pretty much their father. I'm just going to call him their pops. He's their father. If there was no John Winchester on the show, this guy would be Big Papa. It's like the angels that are introduced are such douchebags. Castiel's a cool angel because he's a douchebag, but he's like cool about it. You have Uriel, who's a total asshole. You want him to die right away. And then you have Zachariah. He's a total asshole too. You want him to die. If there's really one aspect of Season 4 that I don't really like, it's the fact that we know the fact now that they meet their half-brother Adam, and he becomes an integral part of like the plot moving forward. I was just like, dude should have been a one-time thing. I get what they did with him. I get why they did it with him in Season 5. It happens. Nothing I can do about it. And if there's another aspect that kind of, it's paying service to the fandom, which is fine. It works within the season, but now because it's like Season 10 and the writers just do whatever the fans want them to do, this is kind of the point where I was just like, on rewatch, I'm just like, why did this ever happen? They create this character named Chuck Shirley, who's a writer who goes by the pen name Carver Edlund, who's actually named after Jeremy Carver and Ben Edlund, who are executive producers on the show. Turns out his character on the show writes fiction novels called Supernatural, starring two ghost-hunting brothers named Sam Winchester and Dean Winchester. And Sam and Dean come across all this and they're like, oh, what the hell is this? I kind of wish that was something that really didn't happen now, because it's like the fans have way too much say. Look at Adam Glass on Twitter. That guy thinks he's a god. Yet he's asking for Dean mannerisms from fans on Twitter. So yeah, that's what that kind of led to. I mean, it's not really a problem with Season 4. I mean, it works well within the season. It works in Season 5 as well. Whenever they bring it up before, Jeremy Carver took over as showrunner, it works, but it's like now it's just so blown out of proportion. It's like relying on fan service to create episodes. Come on. Doesn't happen with this season, luckily. Plus, too, Chuck is one of the best characters ever made on the show. You'll see why at the end of Season 5. Alright, time for some episode highlights of Season 4. Damn it, pretty much the whole season. Pretty much every episode in this season is good, or at least somewhat good. The ones I'm going to name some, and it's not going to be all of them, don't worry. But the ones that I name are pretty much like the plot-related ones. Even some of the fun ones, like After School Special, are really good, but I'll name the ones that I think are really like highlights, the ones that really like show what the season is. At the season premiere in Lazarus Rising, then you have Are You There, God? It's me, Dean Winchester. In the beginning, that is the first time travel one. That one is badass. Then you have like Metamorphosis, and then Monster Movie, which is a fun filler. Then you get Yellow Fever, which is a really, really fun filler. Then in like towards the middle of the season, there's like this 2-part episode arc of 2 episodes. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Heaven and Hell, 2 of the best episodes of the season. After School Special, probably the funniest one you'll ever see set in a school. That one's really good. Death Takes a Holiday is really good. Monster at the End of This Book, that's the one that's had the great impact on the show. Jump the Shark, that one's okay. The Rapture is really good. When the Levee Breaks and Lucifer Rising conclude the season in like the grandest scale ever, but there is one episode I left out because I think it's actually the best episode of Season 4, probably my top 3 episodes of all time for the show. That is episode 16, On the Head of a Pin. Holy shit, that episode killed it. We see Dean use, when he was in hell, he, learned how to, torture demons from this demon named Alistair. Now he's using those skills to exorcise Alistair. Best episode of the season, by far. Holy shit, that was intense. So yeah, I just named a whole bunch of them. It's pretty much all of Season 4. I mean, even the fillers, Family Remains. I never liked Family Remains because it scared the living shit out of me. That was... If it manages to scare the living shit out of you, though, it's doing something right. I don't even think there's a bad episode in this season. Not one. I mean, there's a couple that are but they're not terrible. So, yeah, no bad episodes. On top of really great and fun episodes, you get a new, biblical lore that enters the show with the angels. They're done really well. The conflict between Sam and Dean is done really well. You get to see how much of an impact Ruby has on the season's plot, and that was interesting to see. Just really good new characters. Angels were a fresh take. It was something the show needed. It needed a little bit of fresh air. Angels are badass while also being douchebags at the same time, which is very interesting. In my opinion, Season 5 is a bit better than Season 4, but Season 4 is the ultimate build-up. It's one of the best seasons I've ever seen produced for network cable TV shows. Ultimate build up to what Season 5 is supposed to be, to what the end of the show was supposed to be. A couple of the, I wouldn't say problems, just minor mistakes that they made. They probably shouldn't have gotten away with it, but they work within the season. Season 4 of Supernatural is pretty much perfect. Season 4 of Supernatural is excelente. So Season 4 of Supernatural, what did you think? If you've watched the show and you've seen Season 4, what do you think? I want some feedback, so drop me a comment in the comment section below. I will try my best in the coming weeks to get reviews out for Oscar winners. I have Birdman, I have Whiplash, I have Big Hero 6, those are on my slate. I still might do Kill the Messenger. I know I said I was going to do it. I don't know if I will now, but we'll see. So those are on my slate, but for more news and reviews on movies, music, video games, and TV shows, hit the big red subscribe button, and welcome to my world.